Hi, it's Anthony Buono. I'm the Executive Managing Director for CBRE Retail Services in the Americas. And I have with me here the incoming chairman today, the first day chairman of the ICSC, Brad Hutensky. Brad, welcome.
How are you, Anthony?
Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
What's the buzz? What do you feel at this show?
Well, the buzz is huge. Over 31,000 people. Represents an increase over last year and the year before. People from over 50 countries. I mean, look, retail real estate is really an international business. Mm-hmm. The I in ICSC really is important today.
Is it more than last year, do you think, the attendance, or same?
Yeah, I said it's over 1,000 more than last year.
1,000?
Yes.
Good. I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'll bet a lot of people don't know this answer.
Okay.
How'd you get elected? How does it work?
Well, it's kind of like how the Pope gets elected, that all the cardinals come together. And no. What happens is I'm elected by the Board of Trustees of ICSC, and there was a meeting at 4:30 yesterday, and the votes were cast. I was nominated last January, and then the votes were cast, and that was official.
And is this a position you've been aspiring for over your career? Have you been motivated to be in this position? Because I think it's perfectly suited for you.
Yeah, I've been a volunteer in ICSC for 20 years, and for me, every day you do what you need to do and you keep on working. I've taken lots of positions. I've been a dean at the University of Shopping Centers. I've been a divisional officer. I've been a state officer. I've written books. I've done everything that an ICSC volunteer can do. And so I think at some point, I mean, you never hope for the position. You never want the position. It's just kind of thrust upon you. And
Right.
Now's a great time for me to be doing it.
Great. What do you want your legacy to be? If you had to say one thing about your legacy, today's your first day, the first morning, but a year from now, what would you want it to be?
Well, I know over the next year I'm going to get more involved in ICSC than I ever have, and my goal would be that so would every other member. And so that means someone who's never volunteered for ICSC, they take the first step and they get involved. And those who are already doing something for ICSC, they get a little bit more involved. So if everyone gets more involved, that just makes the organization stronger and we accomplish more.
Priorities. Tell me, if you had accomplished 1, 2, 3 things,
well, Main Street fairness, making sure that retailers that sell online pay the same sales tax as people in our centers. Mm-hmm. That's still a number one priority. Dave Henry certainly worked on that over the last year, and that's something that's very important. Secondly, as I said, getting more people involved. We've already set up a new conference, November 1st and 2nd in Chicago for officers, trying to get them together and really just a way to give back to them. And that's a first-time thing that's never done. We're setting up a whole group of mentors to help people manage their ICSC career, to get more involved and to tell them what they should be doing and what, how they can make more of an impact. So I think all those things, if we can get every member to be more vibrant, more engaged, I think they get a lot out of it. I know for me, the relationships, meeting you, I met you through ICSC.
Right.
The people I've met, it's all been by volunteering. And I think everyone can benefit in their business, in their bottom line, by volunteering and getting involved in ICSC.
Good. Main Street fairness. Let's go a little deeper there. What is it that needs to get accomplished to get that legislation passed so that our industry becomes, in our view at least, even playing field?
Well, look, you have a very unique thing. You have a federal law that's telling the state how they can collect their sales taxes. And that already is anathema to, the federalist system that we have. So what I think we need is a law that, and there are 2 bills, one in the Senate, one in the House, to try to change that and let each state decide how sales tax are collected. So the bottom line is a online retailer would have to collect taxes the same way that a store selling the same thing would have to collect taxes. So it's as simple as that. And I think we're over the hump that it's a new tax. All we're doing is collecting taxes or giving the states the right. And it's really a fairness thing for the states, and it's really a states' rights thing. They should have the right to collect taxes as they see fit. That's their right under the Constitution, and the federal government shouldn't stop that.
When I look around the room here and I notice that we have had a lot of younger people join our organization at CBRE, and it's really been a breath of fresh air. We've got a lot of new talent joining the firm. And I think about our industry, is there anything on the youth side that's important to you, bringing youth into our industry?
Well, one of the most vibrant movements in ICSC is the Next Gen movement, the Next Generation movement. Last year, out of 350 events that ICSC put on, 100 of them were Next Gen.
Okay.
So I went to their cocktail party last night, and the fervor and the strength and the commitment they have to the organization is amazing, and they are the future of our organization, and I think ICSC is dedicated to fund their events and to grow leadership among them, and they will become the next leaders of ICSC. We'll all be people who are part of NextGen.
Right, I believe strongly in that. Social media, technology, all of these folks embrace it completely. Do you feel like in your leadership role that the ICSC is, focused on that piece in terms of communication?
Well, certainly I'm not a next gen. I'm way above that, as are you. But I will point out that I am the first chairman to ever Twitter. So I've already Twittered out to the ICSC group, thanking them and telling them what an honor it is to be their 53rd chairman. So I'm committed to that, and I think that it is something, look, it's happening in retailing. Retailers are using those kind of social media things to drive people to their stores. Right. And frankly, the internet, is not the enemy. It's another arsenal, something they have in their arsenal to use to drive people to their stores. And they'll either drive people to the internet or drive people to their stores, and that way their customers will be served.
I completely agree with that. Last question. What can we do? I'm an ICSC member. We have 800 delegates here. There's in excess of 30,000 here. What should we be doing? Tell us what you think we should be doing to make ICSC better and fulfill your destiny here.
Well, a couple things real quick. One, call your congressman, tell them about Main Street fairness. Think it's unfair that the retailers in your shopping center and in your town aren't paying taxes that go to pay the police and the fire department in your town. And tell your congressman you don't like it and you want him to stop the federal government from messing with your firemen and your policemen. Second, give to the ICSC PAC or give to the ICSC Foundation, Volunteers are the key to our organization, but you need the contributions, the gasoline that runs the engine. That's very important too. And everyone should do that. Doesn't matter how much you give. You give $25, that's great. We need participation. Third thing is get more involved. Whatever your involvement is in ICSC, get just a little bit more involved. Go to the ICSC website. You can fill out a form that will have you more engaged, that will have you get more talk to a state officer, talk to someone you know, talk to me. I will help you get more involved. So that's what I would say, is get all of your people more involved, give them a little time off to work on ICSC events, and I tell you, they will build up a list of contacts that will help you greatly, and especially in your business or in any business. It's so critical to have those relationships. And I know that I've met people through ICSC before I had to do a deal with them, and it's a very different relationship. I'm friends with them, and then I negotiate a deal with them, and that's very important. And relationships are what this business is all about.
I agree. Brad Hutensky, Chairman, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Take care.